Hello, welcome to Beat the Press. We did it. We've made it. We've finally done one. Just so you know, we've had 3 attempts at this, and none of the pre-records have worked. So we've decided to go live. What could possibly go wrong? And we've got graphics now. Look at that. So the 3 big events of January are over. January is over. Dry January is over. But I don't think anyone bothered this year because 2020 was rubbish. And of course, the January transfer window is over. We'll be talking about that now. This is Beat the Press. Let's roll them titles. Hey, that was slick.
I don't think my name should have been in the titles for this one. Because I am tender.
It's too late. It's already done. Hello, welcome to Beat the Press. With me, Graham Whistler and Harry Waddington-Brown. Say hello, Harry.
Hi, guys.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I drank too much and I hate my life.
Because
I drank too much and I hate my life.
Because you're unemployed, so you can do that on a Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's good. Right, so we're going to be talking about the January transfer window and some Mad FM stories, of course, because this is the show that takes real life and FM21 and merges them together into hopefully a show. But unfortunately, as I explained in the pre-chat, none of my Football Manager stuff is working because my laptop is terrible. But we do have a guest for today's show, so that's exciting. Someone actually agreed to do it, which is good news. Please welcome Jay Sandhu, everyone. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
How's it going, man?
So I was watching all the Sky Sports news coverage last night of the transfer window, and there was a lot of filling dead air, a lot of just like, oh, Harry Redknapp's late. Right.
I wonder what shoes he's wearing today.
Yeah, it was basically that. Like, so we go live to Leeds United, where nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Tell us all about that. Well, Jim, nothing has happened. It was ridiculous. Like they went across all the teams to tell us that nothing has happened. It was amazing telly. I suppose. I mean, it was better than this, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to do it was because I found it interesting to sort of compare real life to Football Manager, because a lot of clubs now actually use the Football Manager game database as part of their scouting network, which is mad when you think about it. And I wondered how it would sort of stack up to real life. So across the series throughout, I'll be doing some simulations and running some games and using that as a way to predict how things are going to work throughout the season. But today, because it's the end of the transfer window, I thought we'd just go through some of the transfers and see if that stacked up to real life. So Liverpool really, I suppose, was one of the big stories. Jay being a Liverpool fan.
I don't know if big story is the right word for that, to be honest with you. I think it was more of a necessary story.
Yeah, I think because not a lot actually happened, to be fair. I mentioned sort of yesterday as well that when I simulated it in game in FM21, there's just a lot of loan signings, and that seems to have been what's happened in this window. It's not really a lot has gone on. But Joel Matip is out now, potentially for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but they've got Ben Davies now, so
yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure we'll play James Milner at centre back at some point. Or I've genuinely thought, why not just put Alisson at centre back?
He might as well. He pretty much plays centre back anyway.
Do you know what I mean? He'll mop everything up. It'll be fine.
He's basically a libero, isn't he? Which no one ever uses. Niche Football Manager reference. No one ever uses that. So you have to be.
I've used it. I've used it when I've gone 5 at the back.
Really?
Yeah.
Why have you gone 5 at the back? You never go 5 at the back. Football Manager.
When I'm struggling and holding on, and my team are dead, and well, I tell you when I did it. Football Manager decided it'd be a good idea to give me 2 games in the same day.
Oh, I love it when it does that. Then you've got nothing for 56 days after.
Yeah, and it was literally just like, but I could play the same players in both games, and I didn't realise when I did it that they were so close to each other. So play some of the same players, because I was just like on my autopilot, like watching TV playing it. And I've started the match and half my team were on like 60% fitness. So I was like, well, I've gone 1-0 up. I need to just hold this game and use no energy whatsoever. Yeah, that was a stressful game, to be fair.
That's crazy. But yeah. I mean, to be fair, they say it's the same with Edison. They say Alisson and Edison, respectively, are both so good on the ball that they could play as outfield players. So you never know. If it gets worse for Liverpool, it could happen. And they brought in the other defender from Schalke as well. I can't remember his name. Yeah, I did have it written down because I prepared for this. Hang on.
Ozan Kabak.
Ozan Kabak. That's what I said. Yeah. So Ozan Kabak's coming as well. But there's no real timeline on when Joe Gomez is back as well. So that's 3 potentially regular first team centre backs.
Fabinho's been injured. Fabinho's got injured as well.
Fabinho's injured as well. So in terms of filling in from midfield as a makeshift centre back. So Ben Davis for 500k, potentially 1.6 million. I think it's pretty good signing, to be fair.
I'm happy with that.
As an emergency backup. I'm a little bit upset. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Bournemouth fan. A little bit upset that Josh King has left to go to Everton. However, I am quite excited about the potential of Josh King, Calvert-Lewin, and Richarlison as their front three with that, because they could play like a 4-2-3-1 with then sort of Rodriguez in behind in the number 10, and then have Allen and Decore in the midfield. I think that would be.
Can you be excited about that after the Leeds game? Because I want to see Leeds beat them. We'll be excited any other time, but not till after that's done.
Leeds didn't do anything. They loaned out 6 players, didn't make any signings.
Well, we knew from the start of the window they wasn't going to do anything. Bielsa came out and said he didn't want any more players.
Well, there you go. I mean, he does tend to stick to his guns, doesn't he? So if he says he's not going to do something...
Oh, hand grenades, if you've ever heard that story. Have you heard that story?
No.
So Bielsa, basically, when he was the Argentinian manager, a load of fans didn't agree with what he was doing, so they went to his house to kick off. So he got a live hand grenade, pulled the pin out, and chased him down the street with it. And that's how he got his nickname El Loco.
That's one way to sort out shitty things, isn't it?
That's a pretty conclusive story to get that nickname. I would say that.
I think that's why I want to kiss him so much.
So I ran a simulation on Football Manager just up to this point, to the end of the transfer window, and literally the only one was the only transfer in it, which I don't think I've ever seen before. The only transfer that happened in January was Diallo to Manchester United, which has happened in real life. So I suppose, well done, Football Manager, you got that right. But that everyone else was a loan signing. That's it. It's all people going out on loan. Nothing happened. It's like, what? Cool. Let's this is going to make this bit interesting. There was one signing in Football Manager. Technically, they got it right. So I suppose you score some points. But then it makes my game quite boring. So, because previously some of the Football Manager transfers are just mad. Like it doesn't make. Why have you signed him? Why have you done that? It doesn't make any sense. The weirdest one I've ever had was, I think, FM14. It wasn't my signing, but it was one of the what's his name? Solomon Rondon, playing for Ruben Kazan at the time, in Russia, signed for Bayern Munich for like 35 million. He became like the best striker in the game. It was absurd. I was like, what? That's not.
It's better when you get like a 41-year-old Lionel Messi playing as a player coach for like Walsall.
yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen so much anymore. But so I've put on the banner there underneath us. For any of you that are watching, you can tweet us, Beat the Press FM. If you've got any in-game mad transfers that you can remember that you can think of, let us know. That'd be cool to find out. Or give us a shout in the comments as well, because we are live, so I can see them. So that's good. Not that we've Hi, Denny. Oh, yeah, just one, actually. Hang on. I missed this from a while ago. There we go. Alex Lim's been on. Morning, all.
Morning, Alex.
There we go.
Love you.
He's not even a footballist, as he says.
Footballist.
Yeah, that's how he says it. Yeah, because he's a really cool guy. Yeah, so that's probably the weirdest one I think I ever saw. Although in my save game this year, in the 21 January transfer window, Burnley had a takeover and signed Alexandre Lacazette and Xherdan Shaqiri. So, and then won the FA Cup. So,
fair play.
That was mad. But yeah, fair play. What about you, Jay? Have you got anything that comes to mind?
Well, I've had a couple that have been just weird ones, but my brother actually sent me one that I thought was bad. Last season's Football Manager, in the January transfer window, Barcelona bid 45 million for Adrian.
As in the goalkeeper.
As in the goalkeeper. Yeah. As in the guy that stands between our posts and let goals in. That guy.
Right. Okay.
And so obviously my brother was like, accept, smashing it, because I don't know where the bid came from at all.
That's
45. He goes, he wasn't even playing him. He wasn't even starting him. Like, he was just on the bench, and Barca just came in and went 45 million for him.
I think had some kind of a. Can AIs have a stroke? Is that a thing? Can they do that?
I sold Jack Grealish to Man City for 160 million and replaced him with Ben Woodburn for like 2.5 million.
There you go. That's pretty good. That's the classic. That's the classic FM move, though, isn't it? It's like sell high, buy low.
Yeah.
One other one that I had that ended up having to be like a stopgap. I was playing as Liverpool. I think it was maybe 2016, maybe. And I don't know what possessed me, but I bought Ryan Shawcross for Liverpool. I needed like an extra defender or whatever, and he was dead cheap. And I was England manager. Say it again.
I was just saying he's dead cheap. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Ryan Shawcross.
Yeah. And then I was England manager as well, so obviously I just wanted as many as my players in the England squad as possible. So I just took Ryan Shawcross with me to the World Cup, I think it was at that point, and he finished the World Cup as top scorer and player of the tournament. And then I sold him for 75 million after the World Cup, and I was just like, that was the best bit of business I could have ever done. And I still don't understand what happened.
Is that not technically insider trading?
I mean, it is 100%.
I suppose it is in terms of Football Manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
You bought him, increased his value, shipped him off. Like, I mean, I still don't know what happened. I had no mad corner tactics. He just scored. I think it was like 14 goals over the World Cup, and I don't know what happened.
What? That's
I didn't even start him for the first 2 games, and then I was like, brought him on in 1 game, and he scored 2, and I was like, all right, maybe
the record in the World Cup like 9.
Yeah. In
the tournament.
It was ludicrous. Like, he'd score at least 1 every single game.
In all fairness, though, Ryan Shawcross is like a better version of Harry Maguire in the sense that he's shit, but he can actually header.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you 14 goals in a World Cup from Ryan Shawcross is after not playing the first 2 games?
That's not. I mean, that's not. FM, you've got that wrong. That was sort your game engine.
I mean, or they've got it completely right, and he should have been taken.
Yeah. Maybe they were just trolling.
Maybe it's like the world's best striker, and nobody knew.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, he's been rotting away at centre half all these years for no reason.
So, I want to talk about some of the other loan transfers in real life. One of them being Jesse Lingard from, I can't even say it without laughing, from Manchester United to West Ham. A lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people come up with their estimations of players based on their experience in Football Manager or FIFA. FIFA's quite common. Like if somebody plays well for you in Football Manager and FIFA, they're a good player in real life, regardless of what they've actually done. I feel like there's a lot of that with Jesse Lingard because people are still talking about him like he has potential, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah, isn't he like 27, 28?
He's 28 years old, right? He's not a wonder kid anymore. This isn't FM 2011. Stop talking about his potential. He's done. This is it. He's at his peak now.
And he's fucking shit.
Like his career, like his best like career season in the league is like 4 goals and like a handful of assists, I think. Like when David Moyes was at Man United, and now obviously he's gone to West Ham to be under David Moyes again, and maybe he'll benefit from
4 more goals.
Yeah, so he can go to those dizzy heights again of scoring 4 goals in a 38-game season.
He'll get 4 goals right between January and May, right? He'll get selected for the Euros now. You watch, it'll happen.
I guarantee.
Get 14 goals and be top scorer.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it could happen. I don't think it will happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Yeah, so that one was interesting. Fulham tried to sign Josh King as well. They ended up with Josh Maja on loan from Bordeaux, previously of Sunderland. Do we think that's a good signing? Because Fulham need some goals. They've only got Mitrovic as their recognised striker. He's not really scoring.
Mitrovic is a weird one, isn't he? Because he's far too good for the Championship. He's not quite good enough for the Premier League.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't know. I don't see any incentive realistically for a loan signing to try hard to keep a club from being relegated. So, like, bringing in a lone striker, I'd never think it's a good move. Unless it's a loan to buy.
And what I think the only time it is if they're, like, trying to play for a contract. You know, like Pogba's doing at the minute. He's just playing for a contract somewhere else. And I think that's the only time I see loan signings actually do anything of any value.
Yeah. West Brom, actually, although I realised my phone had saved it to West Bromley, which is completely wrong. Well done. Also correct. Thanks for that. West Brom made 5 signings in the window, but despite the fact that Sky Sports News kept mentioning that they made 5 signings in the window, only kept mentioning Ainsley Maitland-Niles on loan. It was like that. Jim White was going mad. He was like, West Brom, done some amazing business. 5 signings over the line during the window. And I'm like, cool, who are they? And one of them, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yeah, but who are the other 4? Like, come on, tell me.
It's like looking at the window as a whole, it's been quite boring. Like, there's not been any like late upset. There's not been any real big signings.
Well, I was quite surprised by Minamino going to Southampton. To be fair, which I didn't really get that one.
No, I'm not sure because was it one goal in 20?
Yeah, but I mean, even when he's played for us, he's looked like he's getting better and doing all right. And we're in a crisis. We barely have any players that can play. I don't know why we would let him go. Although I think someone's told Minamino the best way to get into Liverpool's starting lineup is to play for Southampton.
Is to go to Southampton.
I think that's what he needs to do.
I think Southampton just need to bite the bullet and just rename their academy to Liverpool Under-23s.
Liverpool Junior.
Exactly. Yeah. It's mini-me now. No, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry.
I hate you sometimes, right?
I shouldn't ad-lib. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Do you know what the best bit of business was in this whole transfer window?
Go on.
Was Andy Lonergan to West Brom. What a player that man is.
Was that one of their 5 signings? Because if Jim was so mad about the 5 West Brom signings and he was one of them, that's horrendous.
Yeah, so they've got two players that the names I can't pronounce, and I'm not going to because I fear that I will be called racist if I try. Then they've got Andy Lonergan, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Robert Snodgrass.
Oh yeah, that was earlier on, wasn't it? Yeah.
They're like the Leeds players, West Brom, don't they?
Yeah. Maybe, well, former. I mean, they've played for other clubs, Harry. It's not.
No, it's all about Leeds.
No, it's not. Shut up.
We ran by God.
Newcastle. Again, just the one loan signing, Joe Willock from Arsenal. And it was like they were struggling for things to talk about on Sky Sports News last night because all they could talk about was how good Arsenal have done by loaning out these players. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's because they're not being played, so of course they're going to loan them out. There's no great mystery there.
Arsenal shifted a lot of players, didn't they? Like, didn't they drop like 750,000 a week off their wage bill for this Jack?
Yeah, most of that was Ozil.
Mad like that, yeah.
I'm glad he's gone. I think Arsenal did him dirty, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd like to know what happened there, to be fair, because I feel like one of my mates is an Arsenal fan, he was saying no one at all knows actually what happened.
There must have been something. There must have been something kicking off behind the scenes because even though he does blow a bit hot and cold, like he's still the kind of player that gets you 15 assists a season.
But it's done that throughout his whole career, though. That what Ozil is. Like he will have games where he has zero impact, and he'll have games where he'll get like 14 goals and 3 assists just because he can.
I just always thought it was mad though, like where you'd look at Arsenal and then you'd be like, oh, you need a player, like just a playmaker to sit behind your strikers to just feed them the ball. Oh wait, you've got one that can do that every other game. Something serious must have gone on for you not.
Literally on average is every other game. Like,
do you reckon if Arteta's dog or something?
Shit game is pretty much.
Yeah. Do you reckon Ozil fucked Arteta's dog, and that's why they fell out?
I don't think that.
100% fact. 100%.
I'd love that to be true.
I'm not sure if I would like that to be true because that would make Harry right.
I'm always right, man. I've never been wrong once in my life.
I feel about that. So I suppose from the point of view of this little experiment, Football Manager got it spot on. It was pretty boring. Nothing happened, and the one side that did actually sort of go through, they got right in the game at least. I don't know enough about the Arlo to be honest to comment on it, and I don't really see what they need in another kind of ball-winning, holding midfielder type player.
So they can play 8 at the back.
yeah. I mean, unless Fred was on the way out, which he hasn't been, that's the only reason I could see for getting him. But he hasn't gone anywhere. So what was the point? I don't know. Anyway.
Man United, they're just like buying people.
They do, yeah. To be fair, they have become that club, haven't they? That just buy everyone and just hope they win.
Well, it's ever since Fergie left, they've just tried to fix everything with money because Fergie left them with an old ass team that didn't deserve to win the Premier League in the first place.
Yeah,
and then they just expected David Moyes to pick up the pieces.
2008, aren't they? Like Robinho and then just other Brazilian players that no one had heard of because, well, they're Brazilian and we spent loads of money on them, so they must be good. was pretty much there. All those players and then randomly company for 7 million who turned out to be one of the greatest players.
Do you remember Schweinsteiger? How good he was in the Premier League?
Yeah. Was that a January transfer?
I think it might have been.
Hit us up with some of your worst January signings in the comments as well. Tweet us as well.
I'm pretty sure no one's actually watching this. Like, I think Alex just came on and said good morning.
I can see how many people are watching. It's not great.
Is it more than 2?
No.
Is it 1?
No.
So it's 2. Brilliant.
Yeah. But we have had a couple of likes, so that's good news.
From the 2 people that are watching. That's why there's only been a couple.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming one of them was Alex, but I think he's gone because, again, he's not a footballist. It's a shame I wasn't actually able to run Football Manager this morning for some reason, because otherwise I would have done that, and that would have been kind of the end of things, and I would have wrapped it up that way. But I suppose I'll just plug the show for Saturday now. So the format normally every Saturday will be a run up to the weekend games, doing a little bit of, I guess, fake punditry and analysis, and then using Football Manager to simulate those games and use it to try and predict the results and see what happens. And we'll have a guest on to talk about their own Football Manager save in a new feature called Football Manager of the Week. I'm just going to press the button because I can. There we go, like that. So
that was very loud, very loud, and I'm very sensitive.
Well, turn your headset down.
Just not because of anything, just in general. You're quite a sensitive soul, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I've got red hair and painted nails, mate. I cry for no reason.
Right. Getting a little bit off topic. Is there any other transfers in your own sort of Football Manager saves that you've seen? Might not have been your club, but if you look at the transfers in the window and you go, what's happened there? Is there any more that jump out of you before we go?
Joe Gelhardt to Barcelona. That was the most recent one.
Joe Gelhardt from Leeds United?
Yeah, from Leeds. I was Aston Villa boss. So, but right, yeah.
Okay.
But they paid like 80 million for him.
80 million for Joe Gelhardt. You heard it here first. What year were you in?
2023.
Hey, you heard it here first. There's a prediction. 2023, Joe Gelhardt to Barcelona for 80 million.
Get the bets on. Get the bets on. Ready to go.
Yeah.
We're not involved in football in any way, so we can say that. So get your bets on. I've got a hot tip for you. It's probably wrong because I don't work in the industry at all, but go for it. Right, cool. Right, well that was good. That kind of worked. I'm pleased about that.
I'll be honest, I don't remember the first 20 minutes or what we discussed.
That's all right. It's cool. It's fine.
I made it though, Graham. I said I would.
It's well done. I would be proud of you had I not expected this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Thank you for the 2 or 3 people that have bothered to watch us live for at least a little bit of it. So appreciate that.
Obviously, it's better than I thought it'd be. This is the first one we've ever done, and
this is the first successful one. We've had a couple of disasters. But yeah, thank you very much for watching us live. That's great, and not getting involved in the comments. So good. Thanks for that. This will stay up on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to comment on the video after with some of your weird FM transfers that you've seen, that would be cool. Yeah, join us Saturday, 11:15, 11:30, something like that. I'll post about it. Right.
Whenever you fucking want.
Yeah, and we'll be doing a build up to Saturday's fixtures, doing some hopefully live FM, well not live, but on the screen so you can see it, FM simulations of the highlights. So we might be able to have some nerdy FM chat for a minute and watch some goals and stuff. But yeah, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Harry. Okay. See, if I'd wrapped up 30 seconds sooner, we might have been all right. Don't worry, Jay, we're going anyway. Cheers.
His sound's gone. His sound's gone, I think.
That's weird. Well, anyway.
I know if you can hear me, I've lost all sound. I can't hear anything anyone's saying.
Yeah, we can hear you. But it's all right. We're going anyway. So thanks a lot, guys. See you on Saturday about 11:30, something like that. Thanks for watching. All the best.
Love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.